All right, this is lecture 3 of the advanced semester. We're going to be going over advanced cups, which is going to include instas and flips. I'm just going to get straight into it. So we have talked about all of the beginner cups, going cup to cup. We have talked about Tama grip a lot, and you should have some good practice with Tama grip. A lot of instas take place in Tama grip. These are also instas like this. Like, that's an insta technically, but a lot of the instas I'm going to be covering are going to be from Tama grip. So with our Tama grip, an insta is going to, you can either get it to here, and an insta is going to combine the flips that we learned in previous lectures, as well as from the beginner lectures where we learned lighthouse. So I'll just show you a few examples. There we go. Let me do that again. So basically the insta part comes from you not spending so much time to where this is sitting on the ball, and we just get rid of it as soon as it hits. So we wait for it to come around and hit it as soon as it hits the cup. There we go, that's a good one. Let me try to get 3. So that was 3. Ideally you have more control than that. But this is really just getting the timing down with how hard you're hitting it and seeing the base cup come around. So then we can catch the Ken again. You can also do instas from lunars. So inward lunar, I can lunar this way, and as I catch it, I could smack it back that way and then begin my juggle. I'll do an example for you. That was really sloppy, but let me get a clean one. There we go. Perfect. All right, and then we can lunar, or we can insta also from regular lunars. So here, there. You kind of can just get creative with this. You can insta airplanes. It's basically just doing something accelerated where you're not fully landing it and pausing. It adds kind of the more flow, and it takes more focus because it's accelerated. And you're not focusing really on catching it, but you still have to hit the cup perfectly, or you're not going to hit it. It's not going to rotate perfectly on the axis that you want it to. So here I'm also trying to keep this on the exact same vertical axis as before. And with instas specifically, they can get wild because you're hitting them harder than usual and you're not taking as much time. So focusing on getting these straight as well while you're doing instas will definitely help you see it come back around. And kind of slowing it down. I know we're going fast, but you want to slow it down at the same time. Your catch should be slow, and then you make sure you get it on the cup, and then you lift it up. So here, kind of slow. Make sure I try to make the rotation slow. So the actual part of you hitting it isn't slow, but while it's in the air, it should be rotating slow so you can see it come around faster. Or, sorry, better. You can see it come around better, because if it's spinning faster, like if I do a triple insta, it's spinning so fast you can't really gauge like when to catch it again. But if you're doing a single insta, it's easier if you go slow, and you can catch the second one. All right, same thing with lunars. That's probably my favorite variation to do of instas, just when I'm playing like just randomly. I'll get it to inward, flip, insta back, juggle to spike. And then you can throw into instas. So while you're juggling, throw into instas. Can do tap tricks straight into instas. like that. Instas are used really for flow. They can damage the cups of these. I don't know if you can pick that up, but this is super chipped. So once again, I rotated this. So as you're hitting the Instas, a lot of the times you're gonna miss the cup and you're just gonna hit the edge right here and it'll fray the wood out. So that's just something you're gonna have to deal with for this trick. And again, having a durable paint helps. This is another friction clear from Sulab, and I've played this for a few months and it's not chipping at all. So let's go back to recap what we learned about Instas. They can be used for, it's pretty much for flow, for freestyles. They're also very difficult because people will do one and then they can do two, like a double Insta, up to 3 and on. But right now we just want to focus on getting used to catching these with just one Insta, and using your imagination. I'm just sharing the concept with you. There's not really a way that there needs to be heavy explanation on how you're supposed to do it, and there's only one right way to do it. You can Insta almost any trick. It's basically just accelerating it and not pausing once you land it. So you can Insta a bird stall as well. You see, like the Kendama World Cup that recently just happened, to do things faster, they will Insta the tricks to get through them faster, and sometimes it'll make the tricks look more cohesive as well because you're not pausing in between different tricks for freestyles and stuff like that. So practice, not really from stalls. I think it's good to pause on stalls when you land them, so don't focus on instaing stalls, but there's Insta from stilt. People will do Insta flips from stilt, Insta airplanes. There we go. Insta lighthouse is the most popular. So I recommend practicing the Insta lighthouse just because it's used more and it'll help you with other Instas as well. Just seeing this cup come around and focusing on not hitting it too hard to where it's rotating out of control. So make sure we're controlling this. Even though we're hitting it hard, you want to control it. Make sure the rotation's slow enough for you to be able to catch the second one or the third one. You can go as much as you can, and they're really fun. So, but they're good to throw in between tricks to clear your string out. So when this string gets wrapped around from juggles and stuff, Instas can help unravel these strings as long as you keep the Ken straight. Doing these flips, I've noticed, will, in between my juggles, will clear the string out like that, like it's all untangled now. Then you can reset your tricks. So that's it for Instas. We covered the base cup Insta, making sure we're still keeping on the x-axis so this doesn't happen. Or sorry, that would be a y-axis. The vertical axis. We want to keep it on that axis as much as we can. Slow down the Instas even though it's a fast action. We want to make the flip fast. So we want to send it fast, but we want the rotation to be slow. So it's a rapid hit, but slow. So it's going to be more of an upwards motion instead of a outwards motion to spin it. If we do it outwards, it's going to spin very fast. So we're going to hit it more up and it'll slowly rotate just like that. You want to focus on hitting it upwards more because when we're originally doing the Insta, most of the times it's going to be already rotating this way or the opposite way. You can also do inward Instas, I should add. But whichever way it's rotating, it's automatically going to want to go that way. So while it's rotating, just hit it up and it'll rotate on its own. And that's how you get the slower spin. If you just hit it straight up and let the motion pull itself around. We also covered The J sticks, the airplanes, the Instas from there, the lunars. There's a bunch of possibilities. I want you guys to kind of experiment on your own and gain your own style with Instas and what you like the most. I'm just here to guide you guys through what tricks you guys should be learning and kind of a roadmap of what you guys should be learning as well. And just some tips that I have along the way. Instas are also used. I learned this from Miguel, and from tapping and things, your cups are gonna get loose like I talked about in previous semesters. Instas, when you hit this hard right here on the bottom of the base cup, it'll push your serrato back into your cups while you're freestyling. So if you throw that in there, it'll push your cups back down, so then you could tap again. So your cups are tight. So that's another good thing about using Instas in the middle of your freestyles. It also helps me clear the string. But if you do them wrong, it can tangle up your string even worse. So that's Instas, and I will see you guys in the next lecture of the advanced semester.